Hi, this is lesson number 09 about how to use OpenGL in Java. So in this lesson I will show you how to optimize our 3D engine. This is a part 2. So let's open Eclipse and create a new Java package with name lesson 09. Also let's copy files from previous lesson to a new one. Okay, you see that now we have two files, app and app root in lesson 09. What I need to share with you is that let's take a deep dive of what we are doing here. We use a method display each time the object is being rotated. So let's start this application. See that there is a little small delay when we are rotating our figures along axis Y and Z. So we call our method draw world for D quads. Inside it we use a cycle and call draw figure thread. So let's go inside draw figure thread, and here we use a file variable and load our texture and assign it to a triangle. So this is what I want to change. I'd like to do this only once, not each time when the figures are being rotated. So what I need to do now is to implement a new field, public list. I will use a texture object here. It will be a template of class textures, and we'll write an object named texture. Okay, I can create it now, so I will use an array list. We'll use the textures. Okay, and also I will write a new method, public load texture. Load texture from file, and here I will specify the file name. It will return void, and I will copy these lines here, use file name instead of literal, and handle the exception because I need to use the dry catch. Dry catch. And this object will be added to textures array, add texture. So it will be more easier for me if I will implement some changes also. I need to pass here a GL2 object. Okay, and this method will return an int value. I will use this. Inside my method, and we'll return it. Okay, so I can use a local variable int result equals to -1. Sorry, return result. Okay. So we created a new field, textures, and the new method, load textures from file. What I want to do now is to implement call to this method in our constructor. So we created world object, and after that I want to load the texture. It will be world dot load from file. I will specify a file name here, also as GL2 object. Specify G and the file name. Okay. This method will return an int variable and I texture. Let's copy it from here. For example, I will show you that this is exactly this texture here. And I will use this value in our objects. So I can say that this object use a texture public int texture index texture ID. It will be better to use ID, and I will say that so it will be more better to do this before creating objects here, because I can use it below object 4D. Texture ID will be iTexture, and for second object I will also do this. Okay, so app Java is now valid and app root is also valid without any errors, but I'd like to remove these lines of code and make some changes here. So I will use if we pass here a figure. We pass here a figure, which is an array of array. So I want to render these changes. So let's copy and paste this method. So we will create a clone and change it. So draw world 3f, and we will use here world 4D, for example, 4-dimensional, and we will use here world variable world 4D world. Okay, so what I want to change is that if world 4D equals to null, then we will return. Also, here I will delete these lines. These lines I don't need anymore also. Okay, so here I will write if I will use a cycle here, so for int equals to null, Or maybe it is more better to use not a world but an object. Object for D, object. If object is null, so we don't need cycle. If object for D dot texture and ID greater or equals to 0, then we will use this texture ID. Okay. Here we will use object dot points length, object dot points, points and points. Okay. So we you see that we loaded our texture only once in our constructor and assign its ID to our objects. So our texture is stored in one place in our array only once. So this array, this list consists of one record of one object now, and it is used twice for one object for D and for another object for D. So because we use here not an object reference, we use here an index, and this index also has to be used in the call to GL functions. So you see that we use it in a call to GL bind texture. Okay, so now we need to use this draw world for D instead of a previous one. So let's go to the display method, draw world for D quads 3F, and inside it we will comment this line and use our draw world for D. Okay, so we will use GL quads and object. Okay, all is valid now, but I want also to change the name. Draw object for D to draw world for D to draw object. Okay, it is good. So we have a cycle, and inside it, for each object which will be returned with get method, we use a draw object for D. Draw object for D is our new method which uses the texture ID. Okay. So let's start our application and see how it works. Okay, maybe some mistake have done. OpenGL get current GL, and this happens in the load texture from file. Okay, I know why is it so. Because you must also understand the sequence of calls. So we are trying to load a texture and to get its ID in the load texture from file method using GL2G variable. But this GL2 variable is not initialized at this time point because we are called to load texture from file in our constructor. Here. So what changes we can implement? Let's see what is going on here. Okay, let's create a new class, for example, with name texture, 2D texture, raw. We will use here a texture object. It will be public, and also we will use a public texture ID. It will work slow because then I will remove these lines because I have another idea how to achieve fast execution. So okay. Let's try to do another thing. Let's try to change this init creation. You know that we have a init method inside our app root class. So let's try to change constructor to a init method. So we can use init.super, not like this, but like this in Java. And we need to specify here a d variable. Okay. Now I will also use a system out to verify how it works. Println inside app.init, and inside this class I will use inside app root. Okay, so let's start this application now. Okay, let's go to the oh yeah, you see that all is right now because you see that first of all is called init method of app Java class. Inside it we call our root class method super init. You see that, and after that we create our objects. So let's try to rotate this. Okay, so you see that now it works faster. In future lessons, I will show you how to increase performance, how to gain a more fast execution. So, okay, we will remove this and remove this system out also. Okay, this is save changes. So this was lesson number 09, optimization part 2. You can join me on Facebook /group/Leo Randy, and you will find out some additional source codes. You can ask me questions. So thanks for viewing. Bye.